Last time, I rolled out of the desert of Nevada and into the desert of Utah and stopped to get some refreshing water on my back before rolling north and then finally turning south and going into the small town of Ephraim for some camping up above in the mountains in the distance. I like this little town. It's just large enough to be able to get all the supplies that I need, a little bit of unique and interesting food, and not too many people. I think it's a perfect fit. And the mountains are not too far away. Camping is very convenient, and it also had a library that was not too bad, where I could get some editing done and some actual work to actually make some money while I was here in town. So it worked out well. I think I stayed here almost 3 days, and it was nice. It was a nice little stay. Cooking up some coffee this morning, and if you'll notice, I am in yet another campground. I like this campground. It almost has an amazing view. Quite a few trees up here, but you just have to go down the road a little bit to get an amazing view of downtown Ephraim. And I had the whole campground to myself until these folks pulled in, and turns out they're not that bad. I think they got at least one kid, maybe two, and they're running side by sides. But check out the selection here of trees. I had so many options. I kept turning until I got the setup that I wanted. Of course, I slept like a baby again.
Again. And I met the President of the United States again.
And there's another trail. I'm not sure if this is a hiking trail, but people are going down this. I'll walk up there, and I don't want to call it a lake up above here. It's more like a pond. But crawled into set up yesterday afternoon. It was really hot. Threw some water on me and just almost fell asleep immediately. I was so tired. I don't think I was dehydrated. I don't think I got dehydrated at all yesterday. It's just the heat. My body did not like that heat. Yeah, I think people are parking up here. Yeah, what about this pond, man? This is crazy. I should probably go get a lure or something. I found a fishing rod yesterday at the taking a short hike in the park at Cave Lake. I found somebody wedged a fishing rod up in a tree. Looked like it'd been there maybe a year or two, but apparently it still works. And there's fish out here because they're popping. Yeah, I should probably go get me a couple of lures. Maybe there's some trout in here. I'd like to catch some fish even if I didn't eat them. How about that? Nice, almost alpine lake. I think Ephraim, Utah, down below, I think they're like 4,500 feet, maybe 5,000. So it's got to be like 7,000 feet in here. It was still quite warm yesterday when I got to camp. That was like 3:34. Just doused myself in some cool water, and everything was fine. So I'm starting to get spoiled. This was I was so I was telling Dave and Shannon, man, I gotta go. I'm getting spoiled. I like this air conditioning and the TV and the flushing toilets. I like it too much. I know I'm back in the same position with campgrounds. It's like, wow, running water, vault toilets, not flushing, but I still think I'm more comfortable shitting in the woods. That's what happens when you stay out in the woods long enough. You start going feral. I should probably get that on film. You know, when you stay out on your motorcycle, living in the woods long enough, you start going feral. That's what I tell everybody when I come into town, when I meet people. I'm like, excuse me.
Involved, excuse me.
I'm a little bit feral. I'm a little bit feral. Ooh, there's deer. Holy crap. That is deer. Either it's a big dog. Yeah, it's a big dog. Big, long-legged, skinny dog. Let's go walk over there till we spook them off. These guys don't seem to mind. They see me. It's bow season for elk, I think, in Utah too. Everywhere else up here. Now they're almost concerned. She's gonna stick her head back down. These are some pretty chill deer. I guess they're all like this out west. Are they gonna let me come up and pet them? Mama and her two does. Pretty small deer. Kind of hard to see them. They just blend right in, don't they? So yeah, there's water right there. There's a spigot. And I was so excited to see that spigot that I walked right past the vault toilet, right past the other spigot that's right here next to my camp. But yeah, it's a very nice campground. Forest Service has got a lot of well thought out campgrounds if they all just had a better view. I think they probably start out with a better view and then trees grow. But there's my spigot right there, directly across from my campground. I was so excited to see this. Like, wow, I have to walk 30 yards to get my water, not 130. Yeah, the weather's so nice here. The town's so nice. The people are so nice in Ephraim. I think that's how you say it. Google says Ephraim, the lady. I think I'm going to change that voice to a British voice. Ephraim. Turn left at Ephraim. Coffee's almost ready. Not sure everybody watching has seen me make coffee in my little coffee filtering guy. But I got this big cup since I went to town and had dinner. Wow, that sandwich was freaking amazing. It's like half a chicken on a sandwich. And they got a Walmart down the hill. And I finally get to replace my beloved. I've been using this since I left, but I lost it. I'm not sure. Probably lost it in Silverton right after the live stream. Last time I used it, had it plugged up. Not sure how the hell I lost it, but it's gone. Water under the bridge. But for now, I'm gonna let my coffee percolate down through there. And then Bob's your uncle. Now finally, I have the cup of coffee that a big boy like me deserves. Critter neighbors, I don't know if you can see them. One of them was up here on my bike looking for a nut. I've got to assume he was looking for a nut. And the nuts are, I just remembered my nuts are in the back of the bike. I don't think he could have gotten to them. But so I'm going to go into town, check out the library, maybe get some work done, get some editing done, do some financial stuff, and what else did? Oh, get some grub. Unless my cable breaks, then I'll be working on that again. Hey, buddy. What you doing? You better stay put. Loose puppy. I hope they didn't leave the little guy there by himself. Yeah, so very small campground, but nice. I really like this. I like this area. The biggest thing I like about it are the trees. I think there may be more camping up there. At least it's forest, so yeah, you can camp. And you know, I'm assuming you can probably hang anywhere in between here too. And there's several places to hang down the hill. Well, I'm rolling the dice this week that it's after Labor Day and nobody's coming up here and checking to see if anybody's paid. You know, I've camped quite a few times at campgrounds when nobody was there, and I didn't slip any money in the box, and I don't feel guilty about it. I mean, you know, when you think about it, it's probably theft of services or whatever. Yeah, this is a pretty awesome spot. If you look across the valley, there's not a lot of trees over there. It's a lot of brush. Or at least that's what it looks like from here. Man, Utah is a really cool place. I don't think a lot of people get it about how extraordinary the place is. Because they look at it like I used to look at it and go, ooh, desert, there's nothing here. There's no green. Where's the green? It's just brown and rocks and dirt and sand and cactus. Sage grass, which my last trip through Nevada was, sage grass. I never want to see it or smell it again. Even though it's awesome, I was like, oh, this is just such a miserable trip across Nevada, trying to get out of Nevada. Well, it probably was, it was a double disappointment. It was really hot, very windy, and mostly bleak. I mean, there was a lot of beautiful mountains on the way, but it was also the disappointment of having to drive around in the heat and not find a place to camp. That was disappointing. So I think that combined with the fact that it was hot and windy, and I had to go to some place that had trees, so I had to traverse this section of desert, even though I just wanted to be in Oregon. And then when I got to Oregon, it wasn't much better. It was still desert over there. So it was a long trip, and it was kind of forced. Because it's like, I like trees, man, and I can camp in the desert. But man, there's got to be something awesome around the desert for me to be interested in camping in the desert. Just being in the sand and the rocks, it's not a big thrill for me. So to be able to come up to something like this, out of the desert, and camp up here, and then go explore the desert, that's a big bonus. So yeah, I was texting some buddies this morning, and I got into the conversation about failing to go up one of the big dirt road loops. I think it was a 30-mile. Yeah, it wasn't that big, but the day before, coming into one of the little mountain towns. Actually, it was coming into Ely, just outside the place where I wound up camping. Coming into Ely, I wanted to get that shot. And by now, hopefully you've seen that video. I make the remark. I came in, grabbed a handful of brake in some. It was a gravelish dirt shoulder that I came into, but one of them was really deep, and I misjudged it. I just didn't see it. I was looking at the sign, and I grabbed a handful of brake, and the bike slid. The front washed out, and it almost fell down. And I can't let any more shit break. I've already broken this thing here. So I panicked, grabbed it, keep it from falling over, and sprained my wrists. So the conversation this morning was, hey, look how beautiful this is. You can see all the geology up there, but yet there's still trees here. Anyway, the conversation this morning was, man, I got to be careful. I mean, extra careful on my way home, because I've already hurt my back twice. I've sprained my wrist. I would say my wrist is back 70%. It probably only went down to about 30%, but it's back. I feel it's not painful every day. Every time I move it, I'm not reminded. Every time I pick something up, I'm not reminded. Now I can get through most of the day without being reminded, but that's what I was telling Jamie. Adventure Glide this morning, we were talking about it, injuries. It's like, you get out on your little adventure, hurt yourself. Like when I left camp yesterday, my wrist was still hurting so bad, I was wondering if I was going to be able to pull the bike up on the center stand, because it takes two hands, and it takes a really strong right hand, which I did not have. So, that's what I was relaying to him. It's like, you don't think about it until you're injured. It's like, okay, you're injured. You just dropped your bike and you hurt your wrist, or you broke your arm. I could probably ride out with a broken leg. Not being able to put weight on it, not being able to stand on the pegs. Now, I could probably still get out. I mean, last time I broke my leg, I rode out on a four-wheeler. I was a passenger, but I still rolled out on a four-wheeler. So, I imagine, no, I couldn't have done that on a motorcycle. There's just no way. I was in so much pain, I couldn't concentrate. Yeah, I can still do the passenger thing, but
damn, I can't even imagine. I mean, my tip fib was broken, so my leg was just flopping like this. Yeah, I can't imagine because I would have, if I would have gone down again, I would have really torn that leg up. Maybe to the point of them having to amputate it. It was awful. I don't like having that memory. People talk about being haunted. I'm haunted by my injuries, specifically that one. I really would like to have that one erased. What was the movie? Jim Carrey and the hot chick. Uh, they erase their memories and they keep running into each other and falling in love again. And yeah, it's a very, very interesting movie. There's so much pain, this broken relationship that they keep having. There's so much pain they keep having those memories erased. Very interesting concept. Anyway, yeah, that's but not just that. You could die. You could die. I got a broken wrist. I can't get my bike up. Hell, I barely get this damn bike up without a broken wrist or broken limbs.
My shower water has been in my dry bag all day, and I would not say it's hot water, but it's very warm. And this thing has been dragging this around a while. I left this out here just to see. This is the water that's in that bag. I'm about to take a shower because it's been 3 days, and I can. It's real freaking easy. So I wound up spending 3 days on the mountain above Ephraim, and I just had a nice time staying up there in the relatively cool mountains. Of course, it was warm when I went down the hill, but after 3 days, I was about ready to roll out when I got a phone call from my friend Derek from Haven Tents, and I had actually rolled through Salt Lake several weeks earlier and missed him. I just wasn't thinking. I should have contacted him. I'm not the best friend, so but he called me and said invited me up to hang out in just outside of Salt Lake, and I could not resist. So that's where I'm headed, and that's what you'll see next time.